Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you for tuning into another episode. This is a mini episode, and this episode is about creepy husbands, weird husbands, annoying husbands, goodbye husbands, divorcing you husbands. Okay, sorry. I don't know if that was annoying, but let me know what you're drinking right now while you're listening or what you're eating and leave it in the comments below, okay? Cuz I love to hear it and I want to talk to you guys. So, or what you're doing if you're doing something like studying or trying to fall asleep, I don't know. But anyways, let's get into the episode. All right, the title of the first story is My Husband Needs to Touch My Breasts to Fall Asleep. I'm exhausted and need a divorce. Am I the asshole? Throwaway because my main has some personal info and pretty much what the title says. My 26 female husband, 30 male have been together for 5 years and he needs my breasts, whatever, to fall asleep. Every single day he goes to bed at around 10:30, 11:30 something and calls me over when I'm not even feeling sleepy, just so that he can touch my breasts for his own sleep. From the very beginning of our relationship, he's had this habit. At first, I thought it was cute and kind of endearing sometimes, and I didn't mind it. But ever since we've been married, it has become suffocating. It gets worse with no matter what position I try to sleep in, he always reaches for me. If I turn away, he'll spoon me and still find a way. If I push his hand away or say I'm not in the mood to be touched, he either whines like I'm depriving him of something essential or gets genuinely upset. He claims it helps him relax and fall asleep, but I feel like I'm just an emotional support object at this point. I've tried compromising and suggesting that he hold my hand, cuddle a pillow, or even just rest his hands on my stomach instead. Nope. It has to be my breasts, or he just can't sleep. And if I try to set boundaries, he makes me feel guilty saying things like, "So now you don't love me anymore?" or "This is a normal thing between partners." This has been wearing on me for years, but lately I just dread going to bed. I feel like my body isn't even mine in my own home. The main reason this makes me so mad is because this is the only form of affection I get from him. Forget cuddles or random kisses, he doesn't even give me a hug. A hug. The last time I got one was on my birthday, and that was a year ago. He only needs my boobs. I finally snapped last week after a long day when he reached for me again, and I told him I can't live like this anymore. He got angry and accused me of being dramatic and said I was threatening our marriage over something so small. But to me, it's not small. It's a constant daily violation of my comfort. What makes this even worse for me is the fact that my husband does nothing to help me at home. He goes to work at 8 and I go at 5. He comes back by 5 p.m. and I come back by 7. From 7 p.m. to 12, I have to make up for all the chores at home, cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc., while he plays some games in his room. On weekends, he doesn't even help me. He refuses to do anything. So naturally, I have to make up for being the bigger person. And when it's time for him to fall asleep, he calls me over just to touch my boobs, while I have to wait it out until he sleeps so I can go back to housework. He doesn't lift a finger. I know this sounds stupid and ridiculous. I probably sound like a whiny child venting, but I can't anymore. I called my sister, who I'm closest to, and told her everything. She said that I'm weird for divorcing over something like this. I called my best friend of a decade, and she said that she understands me, but divorce is just overblown. I'm going crazy. I don't even know if I'm being ridiculous at this point. I don't even know how to bring this up to my mom, mother-in-law, or anyone. I feel like an asshole for considering divorce over something like this. Am I the asshole? Will people even take me seriously? Well, I think you should probably count the fact that he doesn't do anything. He doesn't show you affection like a partner should. He doesn't do any chores. He doesn't do any housework, nothing around the house. He does nothing to contribute to your life, to your guys' life together. You basically are a mother to him. You are basically a mother to him, and no one wants to be a mother to their partner. No one wants to be a mother to their husband. No one wants that. That dynamic just won't work. That dynamic will just never be a thing. Like, you're tired and exhausted and want a divorce because he doesn't act like your husband. He acts like your little baby. He acts like you just birthed him out of your cooter. Like, that's what he acts like. And no one wants to date. No one wants to date their little baby. So that makes total sense. And then this is just a cherry on top, and it's just like annoying because I do so much for you, like I do this and this and this and this for you, and now my body's not even mine. Now you need my boobie. Now you need some milky. Like, please, please. go live with your mom or something. I don't know what you want. Go breastfeed from your mom's boob or something. I don't know what you need to do, but like are you an infant? I get needing comfort and I get like doing something for comfort, but to make someone's whole life revolve around you needing to go to sleep, you little wham wham baby. Oh, mommy, I need to go to bed. Like, give me some milky. No, please get the fuck out of my room. That's what I would say. Go sleep on the couch. Goodbye. Please be out tomorrow by 5 p.m. By 7 p.m. by the time I get home from work, and don't be playing your video games. Take those with you too, because I never want to see your face again. Yeah, it makes sense. I understand. Point blank, period. You're not the asshole. Totally valid for wanting to divorce this little bum. Some comments. Babe, you're not divorcing him over the weird boob thing. Admittedly, very weird. You're divorcing him because he's a 30-year-old man-child who doesn't give you affection, doesn't help around the house, and whines when you give him any feedback. The boob thing is just a weird thing you're going to laugh with your girlfriends about after you leave this weirdo. Someone said, I was looking for this comment. I have to fully agree here. It's not just the weird boob thing. It's that none of your needs in this relationship are being close to met. Exactly. Also, the boob thing is how he controls you. Just leave him and find someone who is a better person. Ew, the way I'd be like, I'm not giving you my boob. Stay away from me. I'd literally have a new room at this point. Like, I would put my room, I would go sleep somewhere else. I'd be like, goodbye. I don't need to be controlled by your sleep schedule because you need to hold my boob. Oh my God, this pisses me off. I would actually go insane. I don't even know. Exactly. It's not just about the boob thing. It's the fact that your emotional and physical needs are being completely ignored. You're doing all the work at home and your husband isn't even showing affection or appreciation beyond that one specific request. This isn't a partnership. It's one-sided. You deserve someone who respects your boundaries, helps out at home, and meets your needs in a way that feels balanced and healthy. You're not being unreasonable for wanting that. T sissy. T sister. You are not being reasonable. You're not being unreasonable. The next story. Okay, this one has an update. So I know we love updates around here. The title is My 36 female, not 36. My 36 female husband, 41 male, got fired for harassing a coworker and won't talk to me about it. Yikes. My husband Charlie and I have been together for 10 years, married for 6. We've had our ups and downs, but are currently in an up. He has never done anything like this in the past, so it came out of left field for me, and I'm very much shocked and at a loss here. Charlie is a computer programmer and was a senior engineer at his former company, where he had worked for 4 years. He'd never had any trouble with coworkers and were friendly with a few of them, mostly other men and their wives. On Friday of last week, he came home around 11 a.m. and told me that he'd been fired. He was really upset and agitated, and I didn't want to push him about it. But he told me that they'd said he was harassing a coworker and was fired. The information I've been able to get out of him, the coworker is Beth, a junior engineer who he's never mentioned to me before. He said she's terrible at her job. Beth slept with a senior engineer we are both friendly with, Darren. Darren wasn't involved in the harassment and wasn't fired. The company's lawyers were there, and among the things they told him was that Beth could have pressed charges but chose not to. Something happened with her car, but he won't say what. His exact words were, there was something with her car. He was escorted off the premises and is not allowed back in the building to get his belongings, and instead has to arrange with security to pick them up after business hours. As far as anything else goes, he won't give me any details. He isn't interested in seeing a lawyer because he says everything is legal. He has basically admitted to sending Beth some emails, but won't say what they said or anything like that. I don't know if Beth sleeping with Darren has anything to do with it, but the fact that he gave me that detail makes me think it does. I'm not sure how it relates. Darren is a very nice single man who is in his late 20s and approximately the same age as Beth. My mind is running wild here. Charlie has been depressed and withdrawn all weekend, won't talk to me about it, and won't talk much in general. I work remotely, so I was home all day with him, and he played video games all day and then went to bed at 6 p.m. The fact that he won't tell me anything and isn't interested in seeing a lawyer makes me think that it's bad and makes me worry that everything is true and not just a misunderstanding or a small thing blown out of proportion. He has never been flirtatious with other women or cruel to them, and he's never said anything bad about other women engineers that he works with. I don't know what to do here. My instinct is to be supportive of my husband, but I don't know what kind of behavior I'd be supporting. I don't want to run to his coworkers we know and ask them, since they're more our friends than my friends. And while we spend time together at bars or get-togethers, I'm not close with them. In an immediate sense, I don't know what to do about helping someone who is so depressed and just won't talk to me. Sounds like something's going on and it's not good. Sounds like your husband might be, I don't know. It sounds like almost, I don't know. Something weird, something bad, and nothing to do with Darren. It sounds like it's everything to do with him. What would it have to do with Darren? Like, don't blame it on Darren. Come on. Come on, Darren. Like, don't blame it on him. It's your husband. Your husband got fired and escorted off the premises. I would be calling up everybody who knew. I'd be like, 911? Hello. What did my husband do? Help. Like, please. Because you're in the same house as him. And if he is able to do something like this where he gets literally fired from his job, they said that this poor woman could press charges against him and escorted off the premises. He can't even ever enter that building ever again. Something bad went on and you don't know him like you think you do. Because if you think like he's never done anything like this before, I'm sure he's done something like this before. I can almost guarantee like this isn't his first offense, but maybe just the other ones didn't want to say anything about it because a lot of people don't come forward with that kind of stuff. But I'm a little bit scared. Also, saying that she's terrible at her job. Oh God, we've heard that one before. Like usually guys will talk shit about a girl at their work that they're literally having a fling with or something, which I don't know, it could be like a one-sided fling with this girl or something. Okay. There's an update though. So hopefully we figure out what happens because this is the only update and I'll be really upset if we don't figure out what happened. I will feel like this is a pointless story to read. Okay. My husband got fired for harassing a coworker and won't talk to me about it. Update. I got up at 5:30 to go to the gym before work, and my husband was still awake playing video games. I presented him with the very good idea someone suggested of sending me an email with the details, but that it wasn't acceptable to shut me out of this situation since it affects me too. His response was basically, "The paperwork is in my car. Go get it if you want to read it." I asked him to go get it so we could look at it together, and he said, "You're going to believe what you want anyway." All of this is unusual for our marriage because I'm a pretty patient person, I think. We went out to the car together and he got in his car, handed me the papers, and left. For about 2 hours, I was panicked because I didn't know where he went, if he was okay, if he was thinking of hurting himself, but his mother texted me at 9 saying he was over there asking me what happened, if everything's okay, etc. His parents live about 15 minutes away, and I guess he told her he's going to be staying there. So, the paperwork. According to the paperwork, he sent her multiple harassing emails from anonymous email accounts. The emails are printed out and attached. He apparently did this while at work, and they have been monitoring his user account for 3 months. The emails aren't sexual or romantic in nature and are all anonymous about how she sucks at her job, wouldn't be there if she wasn't a woman, how she should quit before she gets fired, and how everyone in the office hates her. He made fake user accounts for his company's product that she works on and submitted bad reviews of her work. He also did this while logged in at work. He sent an anonymous email to her boss saying that she was sleeping with a senior engineer on another project. He put a gun catalog on the windshield of her car. I don't know what this gesture means, but I obviously understand that it was meant to be threatening. Unfortunately, inside was a subscription card that the company autofilled with his name and address. She also says she has been harassed for the same length of time, about 3 months, on Twitter. He only logged into one Twitter account that harassed her at work, so they can only say one was him, all telling her to quit her job. So I don't know what to do now. This is all terrifying to me, and I feel bad for this woman. I have no idea what this is all about. He works with other women engineers, and he has worked with male engineers who don't pull their weight, and he's never done anything like this. I would have bet $1,000,000 that he'd never do anything like this. He's at his parents' right now, and I don't know what my next move here could possibly be. This is so scary and out of left field for me. Ugh. Not the unfortunately inside was a subscription card. More like fortunately inside was a subscription card because what do you mean unfortunately? You would want your husband to get away with that? That's actually such scary behavior. To like what? That's so scary. I know how it feels to be harassed by someone that hates you, okay? I know how it feels. I have been harassed by someone that hates me for no reason, and it's a crazy thing. But at a certain point, when they're like harassing you and they're just sending you messages and like saying all this stuff, it's like, okay, we get it. It's like, it really is so stupid, and it's not. After a while, it's like, why are you wasting so much time on me? I don't understand why you care so much. I don't care about you. So like why are you so invested in my life, And why are you like that just shows a lot about you. The fact that you are making all these emails and accounts to harass her and send her terrible messages, like you're a miserable person, obviously. So that's just like one thing. But to then first of all, send the boss that she was sleeping with the senior engineer project, like come on, that's or a senior engineer on another project is so rude of him. But then the gun catalog is like another level of insanity. That's just like you took it way too far. I mean, I wouldn't want to be with anyone who did this to anyone. Like even if it wasn't a woman, if it was a man, I don't want to be with someone that's spending their time making fake accounts harassing someone. That's so embarrassing, and I don't want like that is not someone that I want to be with or associated with. Like I don't want even to be friends with that person because that's like not someone's. I don't want to be with someone that has that character. Like you have the ability to do that and you don't feel terrible, or why are you wasting your time doing that? Also, it's like, don't you have better things to do? Like I'm kind of embarrassed for you. But then to go as far as like obviously sending a signal to her, which to me would be interpreted like you're going to shoot me, which I don't know how else you would take that. There's a gun catalog on your windshield. That's obviously like, oh, gun. This guy hates me. I'm scared. I'd be fearing for my life. I would be so scared. So, like, yeah, I would never want to be with someone like this, let alone be associated with someone like this, or even be friends or acquaintances with someone like this, because that's just so insane of a thing to do to someone, whether it be a girl or a boy. Either or. Like, that's just crazy to do. And I think we all know that, but that's so scary. Okay. Let's read some of the comments. This person said, this dude became unhinged. Thankfully, he was also a monumental idiot in how he did it. He might not be so stupid next time. Someone said, incredibly stupid. Cyber harassment on work's computer and leaving his name and address in the gun catalog. Even if he was using his powers for good rather than evil, I'd sack him just for being a thicko. What does a thicko mean? What kills me is even if he had the minimal IQ needed to not do this on a work computer, surely those anonymous emails criticizing her job performance could have only come from a limited pool of people. And I think it's safe to assume that his in-person temperament towards her wasn't sunshine and rainbows, and therefore a likely source. He would have been caught eventually. I have coworkers that are worse than useless and do not respond at all to the please don't do this instead type stuff that makes them so useless. Instead of making a jihad out of harassing them, I just to shut them out and ignore them, not too hard. I would do that as well. I would just be like, goodbye. I don't want to see your face anymore. You are useless. But I wouldn't be making fake emails to harass them. What kind of angry person do you have to be to do that? To take time out of your day to do that? I would just ignore them. I'd be like, whatever. If it's like not affecting me, whatever. Obviously, at like a certain point, if it's something that like you're working on a project with them, then that's something that maybe you talk to your boss about and you'd be like, hey, I just feel like these mistakes are being made and like maybe you can talk to her about it because it's affecting my work. Valid. I think that's valid. If it's something that's affecting you truly, it's like truly affecting you personally and in your work and making you not be able to do your work as well or your job as well, it's understandable to at least like maybe talk to her first, and then if it doesn't get fixed, maybe talk to your boss. But to be going about it that way just shows the type of human you are, and you're not a good human. And you're not going to get very far unless you change. So that says a lot more about you than it does about anyone else. And it's honestly so embarrassing. Like, I find that so embarrassing. I find haters to be so embarrassing, especially when I'm like looking through people's comments on just any like influencers' comments on any site and I see like hate comments. I'm like, the fact that you're also like, I don't know. I'm just like, the fact that you're taking your time out of your day to leave a hate comment to try to make someone's day worse. And it's like, what? Go get a job. Like, go throw a frisbee around. I don't know. Go pet some dogs at the Humane Society. Why are you wasting your life and wasting your energy? That just shows me that you're just such a miserable person that this is the energy that you need to put out. Like, I don't know what it does for you. It gives you some type of high, but that's even scarier if it truly gives you some type of high. Like, ew, haters are embarrassing. Don't be a hater. You're embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. You're not doing great, sweetie. You're embarrassing, okay? Never a day in my life would I be a hater. Actually, I take that back because sometimes I'll like send something to my group chat and I'll be like, oh my God, this is so annoying or something. But it's like, keep it to your group chat, you know? Keep it to your group chat. There's no need for you to be like commenting and messaging people and being a crazy little wombat. Okay? So, anyways, that's the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you thought about these stories. Let me know if you think that, like, what you think about both stories, because I love to hear you guys' thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, all of the above. And if you ever want to listen on Spotify, the link is in the description below. And also, if you could, while you're there, rate me 5 stars. I would love you for that so that my rating can go back up, because I'm assuming a couple haters went and, like, gave me bad reviews, but don't get any ideas. If you hate me, just click out, okay? I love you. Um anyways, yeah. I love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. Unless you're a hater, then goodbye. But seriously, love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.